Yeah, that's right. Miracle Pop Ava is on the list today. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oscars. So we got to talk about Miracle Pop Ava here to start things off today. Now, for those of you that don't know, Miracle Pop Ava is one of the more unique brake rides available from the Pale Moon era. That basically says limit brake when you ride on top of it. You have to choose one of your Vanguards, and that unit gets 10,000 power. An auto Vanguard circle, choose two of your Pale Moon rear guards and put them into your soul. And when this unit attacks, you may pay its cost if you do. Choose up to 2 Pale Moon from your soul and call them on a separate rear guard until the end of the turn. And then auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks, you can soul charge one, blah, blah, blah. But basically what you're doing is you're using this to ride Greed, or put Greed on top of it, and they're using it to basically create an infinite attack power column of things, because premium rules allow Greedon to be a Pale Moon unit while it is in the deck, which is a crazy thing to think about out here for creating these loops. But there you go, everybody. We are dealing with another loop. I love to see it. Oh boy, Knights of Rebirth. I figured we'd check back in on this set because this has been a set to keep an eye on. I see $520 on the Blankmeyers. The Kyrie's coming in at 550s. Looks like 350s on the Miracles. Youthberg completely cratered. 280 on the Magnolia. 150s on the DSR. So crazy that these have tanked that much. Got 180s on the Garzarumber, blah, 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 blah. I can't pronounce it. 135 on Pittsburgh. And of course 105 on the FFR. Of that. I will say people have been picking up more Youthberg stuff recently, which has been pretty interesting to say the least out here. Especially some of these higher end objects. Oh boy, the Vortex Dragon, 445. Blankmeyer's 85s. Kyrie's 65s. Ooh, those went down. 70s. I will say though, for the week that this stuff has been tanking down, wow, these are $29 FFRs. That's really sad, actually. Resonance Reflection 42, $25. These are 40s. These are 35s, interestingly enough. More Youthbergs at 30s. The Dragons are at 20s for the SRs. I will tell you, if you're building a Jejul deck, it's a little bit rough out here. Let me tell you what. Especially for the amount of stuff you've got to get. Ristophores at 15s. These are at 13s for the SRs. A little bit more expensive than I would want to be seeing on that. SR Youthberg's at 20s and going up. Blankmeyers are at 7s. These are at 9s now. Youthberg's at 7s. It is kind of interesting to see these are also 6s now. So we got a lot of bouncing around here. Youthberg's at 6s now. These are 5s. Ugh. How the mighty have fallen in the regard of what we were expecting with these sets. Okay. Well, I mean, everything is going like we kind of expected it to right now. Definitely a lot of... Wow, these are 250s. And these are 3s. Yikes. Well, it's something. The Master Stride decks, or the Master deck sets. Oh, wow. Let me tell you here that seeing these at the crazy prices that they are, it's very interesting. Also, the Shrouded in Darkness. The fact that these are even any sort of value is crazy. Granted, none of these have... Well, actually, no. Some have sold at 60s. Ugh. That's so bad, man. Just seeing this. Hopefully this does get a reprint in the future. And like a holo, because it has no business being that expensive. The Elementarias are $10 on the triggers all day long, the way it looks. And the rest of this deck just drops off into the abyss. Yeah. You know, I can't say I'm surprised. Especially the a lot of the other free value that this deck had. Definitely is going to be a big, big, big thing to go on. If you've been looking at the triggers, nice $200 on these. Glad to see that one of these actually moved and then went back up. 200s on these 73s. I think that's it in the specialty triggers. The regular triggers, I mean, are $30. I see we do continue on here. Is this what, 23 on this one? The way it looks? Yeah, even 24. Okay, well, the draw is $17. That's crazy. That is so crazy to be thinking about. Now, ooh, rah. Looks like 65 bucks on these. And then Sound of the Waves have been about 30s for the most part. But then, you know, the Elementary reprint here was what really made this coming in at 18 bucks. I mean, 28, 52, 5s on the Rosariums, 2s. I mean, started to get some value in a lot of the other stuff down here, especially the Leonorns as well. Yeah, this deck had some pretty good value for what we were working with here. I will say, just across the board, it definitely is kind of worthwhile. What is this, 830? Let's do some math here. 830 divided by 12. That's $70 a deck. Yeah, good luck with that. You're not getting that. Also, plant tokens were in here were 50 cents. Not too bad. Oh boy. You know, the Aurora triggers, these are 82s. I see $30 here for these. The crits are 25s. The draws were 20s, the way it looks. If I had to guess, it looks like probably not a lot of these really touched down. And if they did, they've probably, yeah, it looks like they were probably wiped out. Oh, 175. Okay, so it just looks like these haven't really moved. 200. That's very interesting, actually. I can't say that I'm surprised to see, you know, a lack of movements on that front. That feels very, very interesting, to say the least. Huh. Well, I guess the more you know with what has been going on with the developments of these particular sets. Protection Twincast. So, if you've been paying attention to a lot of Japanese standardized list, you're going to notice something very, very interesting. You're going to notice that there's a lot of lists that have been using this card. Now, luckily, we'll probably be seeing a reprint for this card here in the future. For the time being, you're very solidly looking at a $26 card. And I am hoping out here that once we, you know, do see more of these touchdown, that hopefully, you know, we'll see a little bit of a value spread out here. And hopefully, you know, see this calm down a little bit. Because this card is still pretty expensive for what it is. The Mysterious Joker. So, people were pretty fed up with the price of Forbidden Doll. If you were paying attention to, you know, things, you were going to notice that in comparison to, you know, the other Forbidden Doll, that this was a very, very cheap alternative that was available, which I don't really blame people on, because, you know, this was a $49 card. Granted, you know, this fell down pretty hard, because, I mean, you were writing $50+. The other version did bring us down, but unfortunately, the other version doesn't exist anymore. They are gone. So now we're left in a position out here, everybody, that we started to see, oh, well, you know, what's going to happen with this? You're probably going to start to watch it all climb back up here and do its thing. It's going to be kind of interesting. Seraph Knight, or Seraph Pure Lights. First of all, I mean, the big one doesn't exist, but $63. Also see 13 bucks here. Also see 13s. The sleeves at $5. You know, even after a reprint, I am just particularly intrigued to see that, you know, these have been holding up at such good numbers. Honestly, it's pretty impressive, to say the least. And also, the Ancient Megasprite crit. If you've not paid attention to these did touch down. You can actually get the common versions of these for like $7 to $8. The foil version's coming in at $65 on up to $76, which is kind of expensive, honestly. But for all intents and purposes here, yeah, you're very much a pretty expensive card, to say the least. But it's a ride out here, man. Let me tell you what. So that is all that I have for today's market. It is definitely something out here, but please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I look forward to seeing how things are going to continue to ride out here, these future sets. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCool40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcoolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.